If you've ever felt like you keep starting over with your health and your fitness, I want you to hear this right now. Nothing, nothing is wrong with you. And this isn't because you have some kind of a willpower problem. What this is it's an identity shift. And I want to start today by sharing something that I have learned the hard way on my own journey. Real change is not about becoming someone new. I know we talk about that, right? Like the new year, the new you, I'm becoming the new version of me. But it's really about unlearning what no longer serves us, what no longer fits you. Because what you're becoming is what you were always meant to be. That's kind of the thing that we're talking about here, about identity shift, about going from old identity to new identity, which the new identity is really who you're meant to be. Let's get into it. Hey girl, welcome back to another episode of Rock That Fitness with Anna Rockstar. So glad to see you. Look, I'm wearing my Rockstar Strong swag. I don't talk enough about it. The whole reason why I opened up the Rockstar store is because our members were like, we need RTF shirts, we need RTF sweatshirts, tank tops, t-shirts, all the things. That was years ago. I just don't talk a lot about the store, but we do have a Rockstar store, by the way. So if you want to, head on over to rockthatfitness.com, go to the menu and go to the store and get you some swag. See, so if you're watching me on YouTube, I am wearing my black rocker tank. This is the rocker tank. So you can see like I'm rocking it and it's Rockstar Strong. I love the design. So awesome. This is one of our most popular design. The one that says Rockstar Strong with a deadlift with a barbell. But yeah. All right. What else is going on? Well, I have something interesting I want to share with you about what's happening inside of Rock That Fitness and registration and enrollment and that kind of stuff, because I just had some, I don't know, aha moments, some revelations, whatever you want to call them. Here's the thing. What I have been doing for the past several launches, and I was talking to our Rockstar ladies last night on a coaching call. What I've been doing for many launches is, registering people. Enroll. When you enroll, you automatically do an enrollment fee, which is an upfront amount so that it covers the first 6 weeks of coaching with me inside of Kickstart. And then you have reoccurring payments as a member, right? Because it's membership. Well, I've been doing this for several launches. I think 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it's been 3 or 4 different launches. So it's been since before 2025. Okay. You don't need to know all the details, really. I don't want to bore you with this. The exciting news is that I have made a decision to open up the membership. If somebody wants to come in here, girl, you now can come into membership now. You can just join. And the Kickstart program is inside the membership, and you can DIY that thing for 6 weeks on your own if you want to. But what I am doing is I'm still going to do the live group coaching Kickstart program because it is so valuable, so effective. And what I have learned is that the women who go through my live 6-week program, Kickstart Challenge, they're the most successful because we have group coaching, we have community encouragement in that small group setting, and just really solidifies a foundation for what we do in RTF. The nutrition individualized for you, setting yourself up for success, getting the strength training, the plan in the app, learning everything step by step each week, individualizing it for you, and not getting that solid foundation. So I know I've had the priority list open for the membership for quite some time because I'm like, we're about to have enrollment. I'm going to open up the doors to Rock That Fitness and we're going to do all this. Yes, I am. It's open. I'm like, why am I putting these barriers? We live and learn. And right now, this is where I'm at. It's been an amazing journey since I've started Rock That Fitness. And I have no no regrets for anything. It's all been a learning journey. But anyway, the exciting thing is that I am going to be hosting. I'm going to be doing the Kickstart challenge again, and just the Kickstart challenge for 6 weeks. Just that. No requirement to join the membership. You can just do the Kickstart program. And so I'm going to have that in the show notes. I say that right now, putting myself on the hook because I'm still working on my back end landing page website stuff for it. But by the time this drops on Monday, it better be done because I'm putting it in the show notes for you to go ahead and sign up for our Kickstart program, because we are going to be starting. The deadline to register is going to be January 23rd. And we're going to be starting the very first, beginning of February. We're starting the Kickstart challenge, the 6 weeks of the Kickstart group program. So, okay, that's all I got to say about that. Go to the show notes, click on the link, and that will make all the sense. There, 2 links will be there. The one where you can just join membership if you want to. Come on in here. We'll get you started. In fact, I had several new Rockstar ladies that just came in over the weekend because I did this. They're on my Rockstar Fit Chick Weekly, and I only sent that invitation out to them inside of my email, and they came right in. I was like, see, I've been having these doors closed. What am I thinking? Women need in here. Come on. Anyways, no shame or guilt, no judgment here. I am not here to judge myself. We're all on a learning path in every area of our lives, right? Especially in business. Business, if you start your own business, if you work on your own business, this is by far like the most intense personal growth experience you will ever have. I know I have, and all of my peers and those that I know that are also in this wild adventure of owning your own business we say the same thing. It's something else. Anyway, and those of you right now, we are in the middle of the Jumpstart, the 7-day free Jumpstart challenge. We're doing that right now this week. So a lot of exciting and fun things happening. I absolutely what else? I get to do this. I get to be a part of this amazing community of women that are doing the same thing that I'm doing, working on our health, working on our fitness, and especially working on this personal growth side of life, our mindset, shifting our thinking so that we can actually live in a state of mind where we are actually at peace and living in joy and freedom with our food, with our fitness, with our lives. Okay, enough of that. Welcome back to the show, whatever you're doing today. If you're out on a walk or if you're driving, thank you for being a loyal listener. I just really appreciate you. Thank you for being part of this community. I love you so very much. You're like, how can you love me and I don't even know you? Well, I do, because if you are in this community and you're drawn to me, it's our vibe. I know you, you know me, and I love you. So thank you for being here. So let's get into this exciting topic. And let me tell you why I want to talk about this topic today. Because this is something that I have, I love this topic. It's something that I have been working on since the beginning of time, actually, but really started to focus in on identity shift and mindset stuff in the beginning of my own personal fitness journey. So if you're, been around forever, like when I say forever, WW days and all that, this is something that I've been deeply invested in my personal growth with my mindset and continuing to grow. I've not arrived. We're all learning every single day. But the reason I wanted to talk about this today in particular is because we had this coaching call last night with the Rockstar ladies, and this was our topic. And it's been a strong topic since right before the new year and into this new year, as I have leaned more. The pillars of Rock That Fitness are nutrition, fitness, and mindset. That's how I have, that's how I established what we do, the Rockstar way. But mindset's kind of been in there, but I am really leaning into this year even more. And our Rockstar ladies are loving it, embracing it, and they want more. They're craving it even more. So it's a fascinating thing. And what I'm going to talk about with you today is going to either remind you of like, oh, I knew that. That's right. And encourage you. Or it's going to be mind blowing. Like, I didn't know that. Wow. And you're going to feel like you had a breakthrough today. And that's what I hope you have today as we discuss understanding old identity versus new identity. But no, what I really want to say is old identity versus true identity. In other words, when I say becoming who you're meant to be, becoming the woman you are meant to be. So I'm going to go through this. I've got, I don't know how many points here. I've got my notes, but I just want to share that this isn't something that, it's just like I just started doing this. Like, I have actually been working on myself, and all of the things that I have learned and gleaned from, and especially in this area of mindset and rewiring and reprogramming the way that we think so that our thoughts create a state of being, right? That we can move forward in the actions and behaviors and, habits and behaviors that are in alignment with our goals of, shedding fat, building muscle, getting stronger, living our healthiest, fittest rockstar life. Like, I've been working on this, and in the background, it's been something that I also, use in my coaching. But now I'm leaning into it even more. And especially since last year, I went through the NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine training. And I am actually now a habit and behavior expert, according to NASM, certified. So anyway, all that to say that I love this because I know that this is the heart of how transformation not just happens, but sticks. And so I want to just share that for myself, start out by saying, a little bit about my journey, because everything that I'm talking about in this episode is something that I also have lived and something that I'm still living. And for a long time, I thought, and you might be able to relate to this, I thought if I just tried harder, if I just had more willpower or more discipline or just be more motivated, then these things that I was trying so hard to do, these habits, these healthy habits, and not starting over again, then they would finally stick. And when they didn't stick, I would make it mean something, like something was wrong with me. And maybe you can relate to that. But what I have learned over the years is that this was never about effort. This was never about being more disciplined and working harder. This was really at the core of it. This was about identity. And I didn't need more motivation. You don't need more motivation. What we need is to understand how our habits, how our beliefs, and how our subconscious mind is actually running the show. That's our default setting. It's the subconscious mind. I'd also call this the ego, in case you're wondering. People say, well, don't let your ego get in the way. That's not a bad word. It's just what is the default setting? What is the programming, the subconscious mind that's running the show? And one of the biggest shifts for me was realizing that transformation isn't a one-time event. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. This is something, it's not even something that you fix and move on from. This is a process. It's a beautiful process of reprogramming the patterns that were built over decades for many of us. And that reprogramming is constantly going on if we're working on our personal growth. And this is huge. This is how we're going to have a transformation. This is how we're going to shed the fat, shed the old beliefs, shed the old identity, get healthier, get fitter, build muscle, get strong, get leaner, feel more confident inside and out. That's how we're going to do it, by reprogramming this identity, getting into reprogramming those old patterns. And, even now, I still notice there's still things that happen. That's what I'm saying. This is ongoing. Even to this day, I'm still reprogramming old patterns that come up. And then when you learn and you get through enough, then you're like, oh, there's that. And there's always something new to learn. This is what's so beautiful. You just get to keep on learning. You just get to keep on growing. And so I will sometimes catch myself wanting to fall back into that default setting, what's familiar. And the difference, the biggest difference, and I really want you to catch this, the biggest difference now is that I don't judge that anymore. And this is what I am coaching our Rockstar ladies in RTF to do, and to just embrace that we're not judging it. We're just noticing it and getting curious about it. So we notice it, we get curious about it. And this awareness of this is how we can interrupt the pattern, how we can now choose differently. And that choice might look small on the outside, but it's really, really, it's really powerful. Because every time we choose differently, every time I choose differently for myself, I'm reinforcing my true identity, the person that I know I want to show up as, who I truly am on the inside, the person who wants to live a healthy, fit life and be at peace with that. So again, I talk about this a lot. This work is not about perfection. This is about daily awareness. This is about compassion, self-compassion, self-care, self-love all day, every day. I always say that because I mean that. And I've been saying that for years. So we're getting a little deeper now. If you've been around for years, I really hope that this lands for you, because I will tell you that there are people that get mad about this stuff and don't want to believe it. They're the same people who keep living the old patterns. They're the same people who keep complaining that they're not making any progress. They keep on coming up with their limiting beliefs, all their excuses. And I always say, I don't remember where I heard this, but if you want to keep fighting for your limitations, you can keep them. You will keep them if you keep fighting for them. So it's understanding that growth does not mean that you never struggle, that you never have a challenge. It just means that you recognize what's happening and you can respond with intention. I love that. Responsibility. We talked about that a few podcasts ago, right? Responsibility for everything, which means ability to respond. Isn't that so powerful? Take a deep breath. How's that feel like? I have the ability to respond rather than go crazy in chaos and react. Like, I have the ability to respond. I can be calm and competent and respond rather than, react. And here's the most important thing that I want you to hear as we move on into the conversation and all the stuff that you're going to love. You're going to love this. I know you are. Is that, again, I want to just really, really drive this home. It's not about becoming somebody new. This is about coming home to who you really are. And this strongest, healthiest, most aligned version of you isn't something you need to create. It's just something that on the inside you begin to remember. It's who you are. And to me, that's very empowering, knowing that that's already on the inside. It's just tapping into it. That's why I often say, you have everything you need on the inside. You have the greatness. Just got to tap into it, got to trust it. So once you understand that everything about change starts, once you understand these concepts, everything about change starts to feel different. It starts to be even more exciting because you know what is possible when you start to understand this. And so this is exactly what I was teaching our Rockstar ladies last night on the coaching call. And we even did a guided meditation, which was really fun because I love meditation and mindful practice. It has been a game changer in my life for the last 4 years, and I continue to do that. And people think it's woo-woo, but it's neuroscience. There is research that backs this up. And I'm all about that. I geek out about this because it's just transformational. I see it in my life. I see it in those who do this. I see it in my clients' lives. So let's go ahead and talk about the things that I know I've even kind of just sort of touched on it, but now I'm going to get into it a little bit. Cheers. Come on, chug the jug. I don't have my jug. I actually don't have enough water here. But let's get on with it. Here's one of the big things to remember. There is nothing wrong with you. And when you can embrace this, it feels very freeing. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. Like I said in the beginning, because this is not a willpower problem. People think I just need to have more willpower, and it's not a motivation problem. Again, this really is just about an identity shift. And when change feels hard, it doesn't mean that you're failing. It means that you're between, it's that gap between the old identity and the new identity. So change feels hard, yes, but that doesn't mean that something's wrong or something's wrong with you. It just means that you're in between identities. And when we can just be aware of that and recognize that, we can be empowered to understand it. That doesn't make it easier, right? But you understand. Struggle doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you're in a transition. And next point, this old identity versus this new emerging identity. I'm using that interchangeably with, your true identity. This is, this old identity, what that is really about is that's about familiar habits, familiar patterns, like I said, that we have been programmed over decades. These are conditioned responses happening in the subconscious mind. These are patterns. And you're going to start recognizing this because your new identity is who your true self becoming, what you want to be aligned with for your goals. This is your more authentic self. So you're not abandoning yourself, right? You're just shedding what no longer fits you, what no longer fits your goals. Oh, I know you can hear that airplane out there, I'm sure, because I have my window open. I probably should close the window. Well, I'm not going to. I'm going to keep on going, girl. We're hanging out here in my office and the window's open. It's here. We're in the middle of January. It's 62 degrees outside, so I'm letting the fresh air in. Feels good. But yes, it's a little noisy. And maybe you didn't hear it. I don't know. I hope not. Again, you're not abandoning yourself. You're just shedding what no longer fits you. I am going through the same thing in some of the areas of my own life right now. So I just say that because I want you to know that I get it. And I have my own challenges, my own things. Sometimes when I'm sitting here at my desk working on something and things aren't going my way, like I'm working with one of my team, like a VA, and things are taking a lot longer. And I thought today was my day. I was going to finish this project. And now I see it's going to take 2 or 3 days. And that tension. And then I'll grab a piece of candy and I'll grab another piece of candy. And I was like, what am I doing? Well, that is the old pattern. Like, I need to process these emotions. That's uncomfortable. Let me sit with this. So I am just saying, I am right there with you. And this applies to every area of our lives. It's a wonderful thing. It's uncomfortable living in that gap, but we don't have to live there. We just need to interrupt it. We'll get there. But this gap between the old identity and the new identity, the true identity, and there's always something new to grow through. But it's beautiful to see how when you continue to do this, you are growing and you can look back and go, wow, look at all the progress I've made. This is what I did on my fitness journey. The same thing. Don't think for 1 second I didn't also struggle in the area with my food and cravings and triggers and blah, 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 and all the things. This is all part of like that old pattern, the old identity patterns. Think about patterns that you know in your own life that have been keeping you stuck. What is that? Patterns of coming home at the end of the day, you're tired, exhausted, you don't care, you just eat whatever. That's an old pattern. Okay, I'm just kind of giving you an example of what I'm talking about. I know, I've been there. I did the same things. Especially even like with alcohol. I used to use alcohol. That was an old pattern for me for years. Well, I grew up with it. That's what I was programmed with. Wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. It was my programming. See how when we can recognize that, we can just feel at peace, like no judgment here. Wow, that wasn't my fault, but now I can do something about it. Yeah, feels good. So this isn't about changing who you are. It's just about becoming the true you, about becoming more of you. Let's talk a little bit more about the subconscious mind, because this is interchangeable. I want you to think about the subconscious mind, which is the most, it takes up, over 90% of our brain. It's the default setting. It's also the ego. And ego, I know, gets a bad rap, that word, like, oh, it's our ego, egotistical. But I just want us to understand that when we say the ego, we're talking about the subconscious mind. And the ego is simply the same as the subconscious mind. Its primary job is to keep us safe, to keep us in the familiar, to protect us from uncomfortable feelings, to protect us, keep us alive. And so anything that feels uncomfortable change-wise is a threat to the ego, because its primary purpose, primary job is to keep us safe. Safe equals familiar. And so, but even these unhealthy patterns can feel safe. They've been keeping us feeling safe. So what happens is we start to do new things. We're like, I'm going to get a new habit. I'm doing this healthy habit. I'm getting it and going, and I'm doing it. But what we fail to recognize, I shouldn't even use the word fail, it's such a negative connotation. What we don't recognize is that these new behaviors, they feel very threatening at first. The ego doesn't like it, and it's going to fight us every step of the way. This is why. Let me give you some examples of ego: fear, procrastination, resistance, excuses, making up stories so that we don't have to do something. This is just the ego. And the ego isn't the enemy. The ego, again, just remember, it's just there to protect you. But now, when you start seeing these patterns, it is just outdated programming, and we want to upgrade. We want to upgrade our version of ourselves. Like, it's time, right? Like the 2.0 version of you, girl. It's time. It's time. This year, 2026 is your year. Upgrading, true you, true identity shift, because now you are going to unlock what's going on with yourself. And this next one, I love this next topic here, this next point that I'm going to make. And I really hope that this sinks in, because to me, this is very freeing to know that we do not do this. Self-sabotage. It's not real. We can call it that. I mean, we can still use that term. I self-sabotage. Well, what that really is the ego. Okay. What we're calling self-sabotage, again, it's the subconscious mind. It is the ego simply doing its job to keep us safe, to protect us. That's your nervous system pulling you back into what's familiar. It's not failure. So every time that you mess up, fall off the wagon, get off track, whatever you want to call it, girl, that's not failure. It's not failure. It's just your ego. It's just your subconscious mind, your default setting, your programming that's keeping you safe. It's just doing its job. This old identity is just trying to stay in control. It's afraid. It could be afraid. It's really fear. Like, the root of it is, a lot of times, it's fear when it comes right down to it. I mean, think about, and maybe this is you, if you have been wanting, I'm just going to do a little side note here. Maybe you can call this a little side commercial for Rock That Fitness, and that's fine, because Rock That Fitness is here to help you. And I know that we can help you the Rockstar way with our methods. And maybe for a very long time, you've been like, you've been on the fence. Like, I want to join Rock That Fitness. I want to join Rock That Fitness. Well, what's holding you back? Maybe you've been saying to yourself, whatever, excuses, reasons, stories, beliefs. What are the stories, beliefs, excuses that may be holding you back from taking a step into your new identity, your true identity, the person you're meant to be? Because it's your ego that's holding you back and keeping you stuck in those patterns. So if that's you, with all love, like I just want to encourage you to remove any judgment and consider that it could be your ego holding you back, and get yourself in here into Rock That Fitness. It's scary. That's the ego holding you back. Or maybe you don't want to. Maybe you're like, I know what to do. I know what to do. I'm just not doing it. Okay, that's old patterns. That's the ego. That's the old identity. I was there. I've been there. I know what to do. I'm just going to, but no. How much better is it we can go be inside of a community? We can have structure. We can have a system in place. We can have accountability. We can have coaching. Put yourself on the hook. Do the scary thing. The thing that's going to get you unstuck. It's the scary thing. Okay. Show notes, okay? Come on into Rock That Fitness or sign up for the Kickstart challenge and let's go. Let's do this together. Been there, done that. We are scared to take those scary steps, but it's in those scary things that we move forward in. It's in going through that we can get to the other side and actually get our goals, get that dream, that vision that we have for our health, for our body, our physique, those kind of things. Okay, where was I before I went off on my little commercial break? So when we start to recognize the old identity and the patterns, this is where, when you recognize that, girl, I just want to encourage you to remove judgment here. And especially, you can just immediately remove shame, because shame is the ego doing the same thing, just keeping you stuck. And it's like the lowest vibrating frequency that you can have. It keeps you stuck, and it's just another excuse. That blaming yourself, shaming yourself, how is that helpful? This is one of my favorite things to ask about anything going on in life, anything that we're saying or doing. How is it helpful? So remember that the distinction is that protection is not the truth. And that familiarity and those familiar patterns that the old identity wants so hard to fight and cling to, it is like a little toddler. It's screaming. It doesn't want change. It's not in alignment with you, who you truly are. But awareness is the key. We always say, awareness is the first step to change. And it is, but change doesn't happen without action. We have to take action, like, do something. That's the only way that anything will ever change, right? Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. It has to start with us. And it's how we see things, right? Because when how you see things changes, then everything you see changes. Is that how it goes? It's something like that. When how you see things changes, then the things you see change, or how the things, oh my gosh, I'm really butchering this. I know what I'm trying to say. And I'm not editing this, because this is me keeping it real. But I'm really hoping that I'm getting that point across. When how we perceive things changes, then everything changes. Basically, the gist of it. So you don't need to fight the ego. Here's the thing that I want to make really clear. We don't want to fight the ego. The ego is a big baby. It wants its way. It's going to fight for its limiting beliefs. It's going to fight for the old ways, the pattern. It's going to be doing tantrums, but we don't need to fight it. What we need to do is, first of all, become aware of it. We don't need to overpower it, because that's not peaceful. That's the whole willpower thing. Doing it willpower, white knuckling it. That's fighting the ego. No judgment here. Just name it. This is my old identity showing up. And it's very sneaky, very sneaky. There will be times it's going to creep in. You won't even notice it. Then you'll notice it. It might be a little quote unquote too late, but it's not. It's just what needed to happen for us to recognize it. Ah, I see you telling me lies. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. I see you, old identity. You're showing up. I see you. But I'm now aware. And I'm going to create space. I'm going to create space to feel that uncomfortable feeling and not do something about it. Just get curious about it and decide what action I'm going to take that's going to interrupt the pattern. Give it some space. This is where the reprogramming begins, in this gap, the gap between your old identity and your true identity. This is how we're building habits. This is how you're building the habit of your true identity. Because identity is not built in big moments. It's really built on small, repeated actions. And this is the reason why I'm always saying, little by little, girl, a little becomes a lot, right? We don't move a big mountain like one mountain at a time. It's like one pebble, one rock, one stone at a time. That's how you move a mountain. And it's one step at a time. And every time you practice and repeat that action that's in alignment with your true identity, that's another vote for your true identity. And as I was telling my Rockstar ladies last night, it's like a path, right? A worn path is easy to walk. That's the old pattern. It's easy. We're building a new path, like a trail, right? Think about we're trying to build a new trail. There's weeds in the way. There's sticker bushes, stuff. Got to cut that stuff away. Go do that trail again and again and again. Sometimes we veer off to that very familiar path and then we're like, oh no, I got to get back on track. That's okay. Because the quicker you recognize it, the quicker you get back on that new pattern, the sooner you're going to build that new pathway, those new neurological pathways, rewiring your brain for your true identity. So repetition is going to teach the nervous system safety, because the more we repeat something that's uncomfortable, right? It's really not comfortable building a new trail. That's a lot of work. It's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to do that. It's hard. But the more we start clearing that path, the better, the more easy it gets. And as that path becomes more worn, it becomes more safe. Sticker bushes are out of the way. It's easy to get through. It's a smooth walk, right? And that's what I'm talking about. It's hard to create and the nervous system fights. But as we do it more and more, now the nervous system starts to feel safe and we begin to do it even more. It's all about consistency, not intensity, like going full force. It's about consistency. Another example I gave to the ladies last night is like, if you miss a workout, the next day, you don't go, I'm going to do 2 workouts today because I missed yesterday's workout. That's not helping your nervous system. We need to do this a little at a time. Just do that workout that you're doing today. Don't need to make up for anything. We're working on consistency, not intensity. So we're not trying to be perfect here. You're just trying to be consistent. And it's not comfortable. So this is a point that I want to make here on, comfort. We have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable if we really want change. And our subconscious mind, our old identity does show up. It's going to show up. Don't fight it. Just recognize when those things happen. And I talk a lot about habit building, and this is very important. This is how we build a habit. This is why we can't be building a million habits at one time, girl. Don't work. Gotta be one. I know we want to do all the things right now. We want to have it all, instant gratification. I know. That's human nature. That's the ego. Doesn't work. It hasn't been working. That's why we got to work on one habit at a time. Doesn't mean you can't do the other things. Just means we got to focus on the things. But we are becoming the true identity. And the more we work on that part and be in that state of who you're meant to be, right? You're showing up. You're showing up in alignment and taking the actions that your true identity takes, right? But when you are being that person, it's just easier. You're showing up like this is what I do, and do it over and over again. And just do that with compassion. When you mess up, well, it's just no judgment. It's just the old pattern, the old identity showing up. But let me speak for a moment about that gap again, because I feel like this piece right here is the piece that gets ignored. And this really is the key. This is the key. The gap between the old identity and the new identity is you're there, you're trying to make a change, and it's very uncomfortable. We must recognize those emotions. Some people want to ignore them. They don't want to talk about them. They don't want to talk about feelings and emotions because that's too uncomfortable. That's the problem. The ego. Let's get the ego out of the way. No judgment, no guilt, no shame. Recognize the emotions that's happening. What's happening in that moment? Is it you're angry? Are you lonely? Are you sad? What is the old pattern that you're noticing? And when that's happening, when it's creeping up, what is the emotion? We've got to process it. We need to feel it. That doesn't mean stay there. It means I recognize it. I feel it. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable. Okay. But the old identity is releasing when we do that. We're not just, shoving it under the rug anymore. That old identity is releasing and the new identity is taking shape because we recognized it. It's uncomfortable. We're feeling it. We're identifying the emotion. And now we're going to take a new action in alignment with the true identity of you. Woo! That's a lot. I hope this was helpful to you. If this was helpful, if you got anything great out of this, please leave a message for me. Send me a message on Instagram. If this spoke to you, I would love to share this more. I think more and more women need to understand that there's no shame, there's no guilt. We just have to reprogram our thinking. It feels uncomfortable because we're becoming more of who we're meant to be. And that's okay. That's okay. Well, that's what I got for you, girl. I really do hope you got something out of this. Again, I just want to encourage you. If you've been in a pattern of not getting results in your fat loss, if you've been in a pattern of not showing up to work out, these old patterns, these things keep showing up maybe year after year, you get a great start in the new year with your New Year's resolution, you're going to make changes, but now, we're heading into the end of January. And you're seeing a pattern that year after year, you get excited. And then what happens? The ego is taking over. Your default setting is there. The subconscious mind is just doing its job to keep you safe and protect you. If that's you, I want to encourage you to take some action today. It's uncomfortable. It's scary. I know. But it's in the show notes. And I would love, love, love to see you come join us for the next Kickstart challenge. That's all. It's a 6-week step-by-step program where I'm going to walk you step by step, week after week, together in a group coaching setting, a small setting of women who are ready to let go and stop with their own BS, stop with the ego, and start taking some action to make real, lasting change from the inside out. And that's what we do in the Kickstart Challenge. Something that's individualized for you, going to help you with your own nutrition, your own, personalized nutrition for whatever goals you have, get you going on a structured strength training program that you can do either at home or at the gym, 3 days a week minimum. I've been doing 3 days a week for years. There's no better nothing better 3 days a week, 4 days a week. It's just a scheduling thing. And then the mindset piece, group coaching, so you can implement, so you can be reminded, right? We all need reminders. And so you can have accountability and love and support, because this journey is tough and you don't have to do it alone. So, and if you want to skip that and you want to DIY the Kickstart program, it's inside a membership, just join. All right, girl, that's all I got for you. I love you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this episode. And if you are a part of Rock That Fitness Rockstars, whoop, 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 please get the word out. Tell everybody doors are open, and we're doing Kickstart Challenge. And this is the perfect place to start, to get a foundation, a solid foundation to be successful in your physique goals, your health, your fitness, and being the best fit rockstar version of you. I love you, girl. Self-care, self-love all day, every day. Do I have your word? Good. Rock on.